He read that just like we wrote it for him, and I appreciate it. I'm not usually when I come to speak at events, and truthfully, today's no different. I'm really not nervous about introducing my good friend Annise Parker. Annise and I met in 1981 when we were just mere children, starting out in the neighborhoods of Houston. You know, I'm a little nervous. I think people think because I'm known her for such a long time, and I'm going to introduce her, that I'm going to tell you the really good, juicy stories. But here's the deal. In Houston, Texas, you serve on committees at the pleasure of the mayor. It is. The pleasure of this mayor has been to ask me to head two very important, powerful, and busy committees and do just about everything that's going on in Houston. And so I'm going to not tell you those stories today. I'm going to be very selfish about wanting to continue doing what I'm doing in Houston. I'll tell you there are stories. There's really good stories. And later on, when we're asking you for money, you might be able to buy a couple of them. And you'll never really know if they're true or not. I'm really here to tell you about something that you don't know, because you certainly know how to elect candidates. I'm standing here today because of you. And I want to tell you, there's some people in Houston, Texas that are still mad at you about doing that. And they're pretty pissed off at you about electing Mayor Parker, so here we are. And you know what it takes to win campaigns. You have that wonderful institute that I went through, and people that run campaigns. And before I get down, I want to acknowledge Grant Martin, who ran my campaign, many other campaigns. I wouldn't be standing here if Grant Martin hadn't taken me on to some poor candidate that nobody thought had a chance, outspent 5-1. Nobody thought Annise would win mayor. We're really here because Grant Martin's a genius, and I want to acknowledge him today. Now, here's what I do want to tell you. When you're running for mayor of the fourth largest city in the United States of America that has over 2.5 million people, and we hope the census proves that true, and it's 650 square miles, let me tell you, that's quite a job. And what I want you to know about Annise today that you may not know is all of us in this room have been first at something. You know, we've gone out and blazed the trails. But to run for mayor in Houston, Texas means, first of all, an incredible commitment of a year of fundraising, every single day raising money. And I want to say to you at the Victory Fund, thank you. Because if you had not been there for her, she wouldn't be here today with you. Your incredible support and the things that you did meant everything, and you were the secret weapon because we knew you were there and most people didn't. But the harder part is you get up every day at 5:30 when you get to sleep in late. You get to go out and travel all over the city and meet people in a wonderful city with wonderful people. But you get up every day and go get the snot kicked out of you. Every single day, while you're worrying about your partner who you've been together, I think, 15 years. You have children who are going off to school and have needs. You have fundraising you have to do. You still have a job as controller. You still have everybody in the world trying to tell you how you can win. And you have to go listen to people all over the city and convince them that they need to believe in you, even though you'd been a council member for 6 years and a controller for 6 years. And I can tell you, and I said this all over Houston, she'd have been a straight white male, there'd have been absolutely no question that she would have been the one that everybody would have gotten behind. You have to go and do all of that. And I want to tell you, Annise did it every single day with such grace, with such a determination. She went even out, to the tea party. We call them the tea baggers. She went out. She went out to join with them, like, okay, okay, go. And somebody came up to her and said, this tells it all about Annise. Well, little lady, do you have a husband? And she could have just said, no, I don't. What she said was, and I have to tell you, a certain thing in the South is, we can figure out how to tell you the truth that you really don't want to hear, but tell it in such a way you really aren't going to get mad at us about it. We had, great leaders like Ann Richards that taught us that. She just said, well, no, but I have a partner named Kathy. And the guy looked at her, and what do you say? I mean, there's nothing. You're just totally disarmed. We don't know. Probably he didn't vote for her at all, because probably he didn't live in the city, because none of them do. But what she did was, that's what she did every single day. And I want to tell you that even in our own community, you have the hardest time. And we get these emails and letters all the time. Probably all y'all do, especially women run it. If you just wouldn't wear such red lipstick, if you just wear a little bit more eyeshadow, we think you could get more votes, So when there's going to be a difficult vote on council pretty soon, I'm going to turn to Annise and say, if you just wore more eyeshadow, could have won. I want to tell you, the reason why when some of us are trailblazers and pioneers, it is an incredible responsibility. Because if you mess up, it may not happen again, or the people behind you may have a far more difficult time getting there. I benefited from Annise Parker being on City Council and being an excellent council member, which allowed me to move in, and I hope that the same is for people that run for council again. But on a national spotlight where people, are making jokes about you, comments about you on national TV, where you're on the hundreds, what most influential in time, and even though Lady Gaga may be ahead of you, you're an incredible trailblazer. I can't assure you right now that the way that she conducted herself during that campaign every single day, going out, shaking hands, raising money, convincing people she was the best candidate, and someone who really is very shy, to have done that was an incredible feat. But I can assure you that it won't be difficult for the rest of us to come through, because she will be an incredible role model. She will set the standard, and the next time one of us runs for a really big place in government in the United States, it won't be a problem, because they'll look at the example that this woman, and she said, oh God, please don't cry when you introduce me, because I cried all through her inauguration. But I'm going to probably do it again today. I am so proud to introduce to you my friend. It is my privilege to introduce to you the mayor of the 4th largest city in the United States, Mayor Annise Parker.